guys, it is Nikita from Respawn. Today I want to talk to you guys about weight loss. I want to talk to you guys about how everyone's doing with their semaglutide weight loss journey and just kind of check in with you guys along with following up with our reading. If you are in my semaglutide weight loss management program, then you know that we are reading Atomic Habits. And I want to talk to you guys about what I'm learning. This is my second time reading this book. So if you haven't already read this book, it's such a good book. I think this time around, I'm reading this book and I'm looking at it from a different lens because I'm using this book as a learning tool specifically for my weight loss goals. And so this time around, like I said, I'm looking at this book and I'm looking at building atomic habits related to weight loss. So every week, my goal is to get on here and kind of share with you guys something that we can all learn from this book regarding our weight loss journey that we are on together. And a way for you guys to do the same, to look at how you're building atomic habits and how to apply it to your weight loss journey so that we can all get to our goals. Speaking of goals, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. But the very first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to do a check-in. I want everyone to take a moment and kind of reflect on your week. It is now Saturday. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I myself am a mom too, and I hope that you are just being treated the best possible. I hope that you get all the flowers, all the gifts, all the love, and spoiling that you deserve as a mom because you deserve it. So happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there. Let's see. I wanted to do a quick reflection so we can all kind of take a moment, reflect on our previous week before we enter into our learning for the week, and then also getting started on next week, because every single week is going to bring new challenges. It's going to bring us new clarity on things that we've been focusing on and help us move closer to our goals. But before we jump into the next week, let's close out this week. And I want to find out how you guys are doing, how your week was. What is a highlight of your previous week? Something you accomplished or something that made you feel good. I want you guys to comment that down below and let me know something that made you feel good this week, or something that you accomplished, whatever the high of your week was. It doesn't specifically have to be about weight loss. Maybe it's something that you did. Maybe you crushed it in the gym this week. Maybe you did a good job with your eating healthy. Maybe you just went on walks 3 times a week, three times this week, like you told yourself you were going to. Whatever it was this week that was your high of the week, I would love to hear about it. So please comment down below. And I also want to know one thing that has been working well for you. So if you have set up a system or a habit that you're working on and there is something that's working well for you, I want to hear about it down below. If you guys can comment one thing that's working well for you. I guess I'll share mine. So my high for this week was just measuring myself. Now, for some of us, we may not see a change on the scale every single week with this semaglutide weight loss challenge, or just being on semaglutide in general. So for my clients that come to see me, I try to weigh them every single week when they come in for their shots. And that's exactly why. Because if you're just focused on the changes on the scale, it could kind of be discouraging to you when you're not noticing changes everywhere. So I like to talk to my clients, ask them how they're feeling every single week. Have they noticed any changes in their body, any changes in their habits? I try to measure them so we can see where the differences are, if there's any differences there. It could be a ½ inch in their waist. It could be, maybe their pants are fitting a little bit looser. All of those things are all positive things that are positive changes that show that you're headed in the right direction. So if there is something that you guys want to share, drop it down below. For me this week, it would have to be measuring myself. I measured myself and my waist is an inch smaller. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm starting to see more definition in my body, especially in my stomach area. I am definitely smaller, and I'm starting to see definition of, I guess I could say, where my abs used to be. Maybe they're making a comeback. So that to me was really exciting, especially since it's about that time to start putting on bathing suits and chilling by the pool. I just moved into my new apartment complex. As you can tell, I have like no decorations behind me. Everything's in boxes still, but it's a brand new apartment complex and they have a brand new pool that just opened. So I'm really excited about that. And most of the time I'd be like, oh my God, it's bathing suit season. I'm not ready to put a bathing suit on, but I'm really excited about going out there and meeting new people in my new neighborhood at the pool. So really excited about small changes. That is my high for the week. And so, yeah, I'd love to hear yours. Please comment down below and share that with us if you are interested in doing so. This week, I want to talk to you guys about something that we are learning. So I have two books. I have the Atomic Habits book, and then I have the breakdown, like the workbook. There's a workbook that they sell online. Oops, let me get in front. A workbook that they sell online that kind of goes over the highlights of the book and the primary takeaways and work and things to reflect on. So as I was reading through this, you guys, there was something juicy that came up that really I thought would be great for me to share with you guys. So if you don't already have one, get a notebook to start writing these things down in. Once again, if you're in my weight loss program, we have our journals. And at the end of every single week, there's a notes section. Oh, this is one bag. This is my personal one, so I have little notes and stuff inside of them that are like falling out everywhere. But at the end of every week, there's a journal section, and the very next page is a note section. So you can feel free to write any of your notes and stuff from any of the lives inside of here, or you can have a separate notebook wherever you feel comfortable writing all those things down. But today we're talking about goals versus systems and why it's important to create systems even if you have goals and what the difference is between the two of them. So I really want you guys to take out some pen and paper and write some of these things down for you to reflect on during this week. And as we're working on our self-improvement, right? So here's the primary difference between having a goal and a system. Your goal is like the finish line. It's what you want to accomplish, okay? So let's say, for example, my goal is to lose 30 pounds. That's a pretty solid goal, right? And it's going to take a little while before I get there. It doesn't matter what weight loss medication I'm on or what I'm doing to lose the weight. I'm not going to lose it overnight, right? So that is a long-term goal. So a system is the things that you have in place to get to that goal. It is the roadmap to getting to that goal. So my goal is to lose 30 pounds, but the systems that I put in place for myself may be working out 3 days a week. And what am I doing in those workouts? I may be more specific with that and say, I'm going to do resistance training 3 days a week, and I'm going to do 6,000 steps a day, and I'm going to drink my gallon of water a day. And additionally, having systems in place may include something like every morning when I wake up, I'm going to stretch or do yoga for 15, 20 minutes, right? Those little habits are put together, are your systems in order to get you to your goal. Okay, so the reason why it's so important to have systems and not just have a goal is because if I have a goal to lose 30 pounds, I may not get to that goal if I don't have the systems in place to get me there. Okay, so I want you guys in your notebook, I want you to write down, this is your assignment for the week. I want you guys to write down Write out 5. Oh, one sec. Oh, my phone looks like it's about to die. Write out 5 old habits that you want to change. And beside it, I want you to write 5 new habits that you want to cultivate or to replace the bad habits. Okay. And those habits, they may not necessarily be just habits. They could be 5 new goals that you want to accomplish. Okay. And for each one of those goals, I want you to write down a system that's going to help you to achieve it. Okay. Let's say one of those goals is I want my arms to be more toned. Okay. Then maybe the system that I'm going to put in place is I'm going to do 30 push-ups every morning as soon as I wake up. And I'm going to do resistance training 3 days a week. That's the system that's going to get me to that goal of more toned arms. Okay. And we're going to set up that system and put that system in place so that there's no questions about it. We know the roadmap, the exact roadmap to get us from where we are to where we want to be. Okay. I want you to also think about some of the previous times you tried to accomplish this goal. What stood in your way? What were the good things that you had in place, good systems that you had in place that got you closer to that goal? And what were the hiccups and the issues that you encountered that stopped you from getting to that goal? Once you identify those things, you're going to be able to set a more realistic roadmap for yourself of how to get there. Like I know one of my biggest hurdles for me of getting to the gym is my schedule. Okay. My schedule is crazy. I know I already work as a night shift nurse. So if I know that this is a big hurdle for me and I'm thinking ahead, I can go ahead and think of the things that I can do to circumvent those things, the things that I can do to set myself up for success. That way, it's not going to end up being an excuse. It's not going to be a roadblock. It's going to be something that I can work around. And there's not going to be any excuses for me to get to my goal because I've already identified the problems and I've already identified solutions for every problem. Okay. And on top of those solutions to the problems, I have systems in place that are going to serve as my roadmap to getting to my goal. So that's what I want you guys to do. It's going to be 5 and 5. 5 things, 5 old habits that you want to get rid of, 5 new habits or goals that you want to accomplish, and a system to go with each one of those. Now, some of these goals they could be big goals, they could be little goals. So you may have multiple systems that you have to put in place in order to get to them. Like, for example, 30 push-ups a day may be enough to tone my arms, but if my goal is to lose 30 pounds, it's going to take more than just one system in place for me to get to that goal. So think about those things and set up a realistic roadmap for yourself to get to them. Otherwise, if you put a system in place that's only going to help you a little bit, like you're only going to get a little bit of the results. You're only going to get a couple steps towards that goal. So make sure you're setting realistic goals for yourself. Make sure you're setting realistic systems in place for yourself, and you're setting yourself up for success. Okay. Also, when you're thinking about these systems, it doesn't always have to be big, huge things, okay? Sometimes it's little tweaks and little changes in your already everyday systems that you already have in place that are going to help you to get to that goal. Like I mentioned earlier, if I want toned arms, adding 30 push-ups a day at the very beginning of my day. Let's say I already get up and I already stretch, or I already do yoga in the morning. I'm adding an extra 5 minutes to add push-ups. That's going to focus in on my very specific goal to tone my arms. It doesn't have to be something that's, adding an extra class that's 30 minutes away and it's out of your way. It doesn't have to be anything that's huge. It can be small changes. For example, one of the things that they listed in here is while you're brushing your teeth, you're doing squats, right? You're adding small changes to your already chaotic life, because let's be honest, we all have so much already going on, right? And a lot of us, the hardest part about losing weight and creating these healthy lifestyle changes is that we don't have the time and the energy to add all of these intense changes, right? So the best way you can help yourself is by adding small changes, small habits, small changes in your systems that are already in place so that you're helping yourself get there. Those tiny, tiny habits add up to big changes, okay? So create easy, tiny lifestyle changes that are going to help you get to your goals. And you don't have to change everything at once, you guys. If you guys write 5 systems down, let's say this week I want to start with the push-ups. So I'm just going to start doing push-ups this week. Next week, I may add on a second system that, added on to my already built routine, right? You don't have to do everything in one day. Rome wasn't built in a day, and your chiseled body is not going to be built in a day, right? So take your time, be kind to yourself, give yourself grace, and allow yourself to make these changes, these small, tiny, realistic changes every single day, every single week. And I promise you're going to see the results. Okay. Let's see. I feel like there's one other thing that I wanted to add. I think that's it. Those are the main things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm going to start doing check-ins a little bit more often. This last week has been a little bit chaotic for me with moving and all of that. But I really just wanted to check in with you guys, see how everyone is doing. And I really want to hear from you guys. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what's working for you, what's not working for you, if you guys have any questions or concerns. And also, if you guys have not already voted on which day we're going to start doing these lives, if I have more time, I may do them twice a week. But as of now, I feel like Saturdays are kind of a good day. It's a great way to kind of end your week. You got Sunday to reflect and prepare for your next week. And then boom, we're jumping right into it. I know for me, I work on Sundays, so my Sundays are already my Mondays. So while everyone's kind of like regrouping and getting ready for the week on Sundays, I do all of that on Saturdays and start my week fresh on Sundays. So if there's just another day that works better for you guys, that you guys want to do these lives so that you can participate a little bit more, please let me know that down below. Let me know where you are in your journey if you guys are just joining us. And also, if there's anyone who is interested, this group is still an open forum for right now. Eventually, I will be making this a closed forum. I want it to be a little bit more personal. I want us to all feel comfortable getting to know each other, talking to each other within this group, sharing our highs and our lows, as well as like our before and after photos and all that exciting stuff. So for now, this is an open forum, but that will be changing within the next couple of weeks. Interested in getting one of these and getting a copy of the Atomic Habit book, you get both of these if you're in my Semaglutide weight loss program. And I will add the information down below. If you're interested, you can message me and let me know if you want your copy. I can send the just the link for you guys to download or a printed copy of it. And if you want to know more details about it, I have info in the very first video. I'll link that down below as well.